This video is brought to you by JohnTorelli.com, the place to go to get in shape and stay that way. There's a free trial available with no credit card required. JohnTorelli.com.
I just want to start by letting people know that the biggest thing I know about you is that for many years in the 80s, I kept wondering why you weren't winning. Then all of a sudden you disappeared, you came back, and you won 2 Miss Olympias, which was, that was really spectacular. Now, if you can tell us what your contest history has been? What was the first contest? What have you won other than Miss Olympia?
I won actually in the Netherlands. I won everything, all the competitions I entered, and also of course the nationals. And then I had my first European that was in the Netherlands. I got 7th place, very disappointing. But the year after, in 1985, I won the overall at the Europeans and at the World Championships, amateurs. And then at the Olympia, it was not such a good placing. So I became 14th, and then I came back and won the Pro World. So and together with Tony Pearson also.
Yes, you did very well in the couples with Tony Pearson. What do you think the biggest change was? Because in the 80s, I looked at you and I thought, okay, here's somebody with really beautiful shape. Everybody likes the way she looks. She has enough muscle to compete with the most muscular women, has kept everything looking great. What do you think was going on in the 80s? Because I actually couldn't believe that, your places, and a lot of people who followed you, I think, felt the same way. Compared to when you came back, obviously you were improved, but I think in the 80s, what was it that you think made people overlook you? Because I would have placed you first in a lot of those shows. And
well, I know why. Because I was not hard enough.
Okay.
Never ripped enough.
Okay.
But I could win because of my symmetry, of course.
Sure. And from the time that you left and then you came back, what did you do to create that change? Because you were improved. You were a lot better when you came back.
I kept on training.
Kept doing the same thing?
Yeah, always. I always train for 42 years now. I always train the same routine. Okay. 5 days a week, 3 days heavy, 1 day rest, and 2 light days, and a day rest.
Well, Juliette, you did say something really funny to me on one of the texts. You said you've got the whole gym doing your routine. Yeah. What's going on there? Do you own the gym, or is it just you train there and people follow you?
No, I actually, well, in Thailand, you need to have a company, and the gym is from the company. So I have 49%, let's say that.
Okay. What business are you involved in? Because you told me you were doing a lot of cooking, and you do meal preps?
Yeah, we cook a lot at home, and sometimes we do a catering with friends. But at the moment we do nothing because they're building here a new road, and okay. But we still cook Indonesian food because I'm half and half Indonesian, of course. And but mainly I'm busy with the IVP.
And of course you've been married. You're still married. Your husband is still around.
Yeah.
Good. And what made you move to Thailand?
Well, first we had a project from the Dutch government, and because my husband is a bodybuilder, and so he had to teach Thai people how to build boats. That was a project from the Dutch government, and when that was finished, then we went into how do you call it? Labor. It looks like Legio, but then blocks from 12 kilo. And we make also a road. We can make a whole road in one afternoon, but you can also take it with you. Also the blocks. So when you rent land, and you have to move, and you just take your whole factory with you, and the road. No, but in the Netherlands, it is used a lot in the Rotterdam harbor.
Juliette, who inspired you to start? Who was was there somebody that got you started, or did you see someone? How did it all start for you?
Um, I went with some people from the gym to a competition in the Netherlands, and there I saw a girl, Hawkins, and I said, I can do that.
Yeah.
So it was not somebody known, but just a competitor at the competition, and I thought, well, I like to look like that.
What year was that?
It was 1982.
1982.
Yeah, and I competed end of that year and won.
Okay, because by 1986 you were competing with the professionals.
Yes.
So it didn't take you very long from what I saw.
No, that's correct. That's correct.
Can you tell me, have you trained the same all the time? Did you start doing everything correctly from the beginning, or was it something that that it evolved?
I always train correct. My husband teaches me that.
Okay, so you were instructed from the beginning on how to do everything correctly.
Yes.
Tell
Not
me then,
heavy, but correct.
were your loads heavy? Did you do heavy training, or was it more feeling?
Feeling.
Feeling. Yeah, it's always been that way for you.
Yes.
That's
And my
excellent.
husband knows me very well, so and he see exactly what I eat, so then he knows do a first set, and then he already can see from go like it. So
How do you group your body parts?
how I train my body parts,
Yes.
old fashioned, bench press, and incline dumbbell press, and then after that, I know how to put with the barbell as a
Yes.
superset, and then back deck, and then I train arms, just the regular exercises,
Yep.
the dumbbell curls and the lattice squat dumbbell, and then one arm dumbbell. That's it.
And what do you do? Chest and arms together?
Yes, and I do back and triceps together, and legs and shoulders.
Okay. And then legs on the third day, then rest on the fourth day.
Yes.
That's very good. That's I like that sort of training. And what rep range? What's the repetitions?
I never make more than 8 reps.
Okay.
4 sets, 8 reps for everything.
That's for the upper body and the lower body, 4 sets of 8.
Everything.
Very interesting. And do you do slow repetitions, or just regular speed? The tempo.
Just regular.
Regular speed.
I have a sort of. I train with somebody now. If he said, "How you do that?" I never train longer than 45 minutes.
So it's very fast, not too much rest.
No, she trained, I trained, and it's always 45 minutes.
Okay. Very interesting. Tell me about your diet. How many meals a day do you have?
Sometimes I only one, or sometimes I don't eat, or 2.
So you don't have too many meals per day?
No.
What
Because
about
when you eat 6-7 times a day, then your blood have to go to your stomach instead of to the muscle.
No, I actually agree with you. I never could understand how people used to eat 6 or 7 times a day. It's the whole day would just revolve around foods. Can you give me an example of how you would eat before a contest?
I mainly eat, very sober. I just buy some chicken leg. I always eat chicken with the bone and the skin. I put it in some water with some, how do you call, flavoring. And then I just boil it in the microwave. Or
Okay.
I do the same with fish. Very simple.
Yep. What sort of carbs, when you have carbs, what sort of carbs do you normally eat?
Sometimes spaghetti on my junk day, but mainly I don't eat carbs.
You don't
Also
really
no
eat
food.
carbs?
No, also no food.
Okay, so it's mainly, do you have vegetables?
Yeah,
So protein and vegetables and fats is mainly what your diet
yes,
is.
yeah,
Is that what it was like when you were competing also?
yes. Because fat is not the problem, it's the sugar. And sugar is also in fruit.
Okay, that's very interesting. There's a lot of things that you do that I really agree with. So when you've never really changed anything, you've just continued to do the same thing, except you've done it for so long now that you got to the point where you improved so much. But it was always you knew what worked, you kept doing that, and
Yeah,
that's something that's always worked. So there was no reason for you to change it.
correct.
Very good. When you turned pro, was it everything that you expected? Was there any disappointments other than maybe your placings?
No, not, no, not really a big difference.
Not really a big difference. Okay.
No, no, because in that time I had a lot of guest posings,
Yes.
but nowadays not. But I had it as an amateur also, so
Okay. Juliette, from what I can see with this newly formed federation, or should I say the way the IFBB has split up, you now have the role that Ben Weider had. Is that correct? Rafael Santoja would be like the president, and you would be the vice president, or
I will be honorary vice president. Yes,
you're the vice president.
yeah.
Okay.
And Rafa Santoja is the president.
He's the president. I understand how you feel. You feel you're the right side of the IFBB. There is no other. But you were also talking to me about, wanting to expand, wanting to include certain things in the federation. You were even talking about perhaps seeing if your part of the federation can compete in the Olympia. Or did I misunderstand?
Yeah, because I think nobody owns Jake Wood owns the Olympia, but I think all competitors, pro competitors who qualify for that, have the right to be there, no matter what federation you are. That's what I think, because it's Joe Weider's Olympia.
Yes, yes. So you just feel that whoever it is from any federation should be able to come in and just
Yes.
compete, which is pretty much what all bodybuilders want. So there's, the business of suspending people that compete outside of the federation. Is that still going on, or is that something that doesn't exist anymore?
No, we are not. When you're let's say a pro or international athlete, then you have a problem. But when you're just a beginning athlete, I don't think you should suspend them, because when I started competing, I didn't even know I was an IDP. And
Yeah.
I just competed, and I find out I'm IDP when I went international.
There's one thing that I've noticed with your part of the federation. There's no pro shows in the United States, which
Yes, there is. Wayne has them.
Wayne D'Amelio
Yeah.
is now doing
Well-
professional contests in the United States.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There is one coming in Miami in August, end of August.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. When I spoke to Wayne, I wasn't sure whether he was doing it or not. That's really good news, because
Well, it was also Wayne who got me back to feeding. He saw
Okay.
me at a certain, in the Netherlands we have something like, it's like a Cirque du Soleil, and I was there guest posing, and he saw me there, and then he said, "You're going back to the other side of the table." And I said, "No, I don't think so." And he kept calling me for 3 months every day. And okay, I'm going to compete. Because I judged the Olympiads for 12 years.
Do you still run contests in Thailand or
Not in
anywhere?
Thailand. No, only in the Netherlands.
Only in the Netherlands. So while you're living in Thailand, you actually run shows in the Netherlands.
Yes,
And
because I travel up and down every month.
so you
Every other
travel
month.
back and forth?
Yes, also to Spain.
Okay. That is very interesting. That's something that I wasn't aware of. Thank you for making me
Well,
understand that. I wasn't sure about the pro shows because you know, all you ever hear about is what's going on in Europe, but I was never sure that there was many pro shows in the United States. So that's actually
well,
good
maybe not
news.
so many, but Wayne is working on it together
Okay.
with somebody else, Walker, or I don't know his name. So, and Cassiona is with him.
Yes. So Juliette, if you guys get some sort of invitation to the Olympia, which I would like to see that.
Yeah,
If that doesn't happen, do you have something that is equal that you can offer
yeah, that's the pro world.
the pro world?
Yeah, we have the pro world. And
And
and, and you know and you know the funny thing is, everywhere where I go, when they are not from the sport, then I say, oh yeah, I'm Miss Olympia. Oh nice, what is that? I said,
yeah,
I'm also a world champion. Oh, you're a
yeah,
world champion. Understand?
yeah,
People understand what a world champion is, and they don't understand the Olympia
yeah.
because
Well,
it's just a name.
it's a
We
name.
know,
Yeah, it's a name. We know
we
what
know
it
what it
is,
is, but
but the
other
average
people they
person,
don't.
yeah, pro world championships, pro world champion. That's a much better title as far as, you know, the general public understanding what it is that we
Correct.
actually do. I tend to agree with that. So that's, you know, that's a very good name to go for. And the Pro World Championships, where are they held?
In Spain,
In Spain.
yeah, I think there will be in Spain. The Arnold Classic will be in Sevilla, and there will be an amateur world championship, and I probably together, or probably will be Spain. It's, because Spain is very nice place and home from our president, of course.
Yes. Look, it
But
sounds like
for,
you've got a very exciting life. You do a lot of traveling. You live in an
yes,
exciting country,
very
and
hot.
it's very hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the actual name of the gym that you train in? If people want to come to Thailand and visit it,
Well, no, they can train better body gym,
sorry,
better body gym in Najong Chen, Pattaya.
do you do personal training?
No,
No personal training. You just
oh
have the whole
no,
gym.
I have no work permit, so I cannot do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm retired.
So you're retired.
Yeah, I'm going to be 64 this year, so
54,
64.
64. That's incredible. You definitely don't look 64. What's your background? What
My
I,
background, I,
y-
I used to be a bookkeeper.
bookkeeper? I'm actually ethnic background. I saw a photo of your father, and I wasn't
Yeah,
sure. I wasn't sure what nationality he was. I'm just trying to figure out your ethnic background.
I'm half Indonesian, and my
Half
mother
Indonesian.
is yeah.
Okay,
My
that
father is
explains
from
it.
Sumatra, from Java, and my mother is from the Netherlands.
Is there something that you can tell us that's coming up? What's coming up next? Something that may be exciting that we haven't heard of before, either to do with yourself or the Federation?
Not really, not yet.
Not yet.
But the Arnold Classic is coming in Sevilla in September. I will be there for sure because
Okay.
because of COVID, we had 2 difficult years, but now everything's possible again. Well, we still have to wear the cap here, but
Yes.
that will end soon also. Same like in Europe.
Juliette, another thing I wanted to ask you, going back to diet, there's bodybuilders have an off season and then they have an on season. Does that exist for you? Did it ever exist, or were you always one of these people, that's your lifestyle, that's the way you want to train,
Yeah.
and you've always done that?
I never off season.
Yes.
I always competed at 58 kilos, and I'm 57 kilo, and I never got more heavy than 60. So only 2 kilos difference. I can be ready for a competition in a month.
And do you feel that if you wanted to walk on stage now, that you're almost there? It wouldn't take very much for you to put it all together and step on stage?
No, but I think it looks a little bit weird. I'm the president and I'm
Yeah, no.
vice president. Looks a little bit weird.
No, I understand that. But besides that, just out of interest, to know what your lifestyle is, and obviously it's bodybuilding, the fact
Yes.
that you're always doing the same thing, you know that it works, you enjoy it, and
Yeah.
it seems like it's a lifestyle. That's really great, that you're always doing that. I found that a lot of, there's people who actually stop training and stop following the diet after a contest, but you just continue to do it. And
Yes, correct.
so there's hardly any difference. If you were to get ready for a show now, would you change
Yeah.
anything at all?
No, maybe some cardio.
Some cardio.
Yeah.
And what about your posing when you were training for contests? How much posing practice did you do? Was it something that came naturally to you?
You know what it is? When you practice, you just make a double biceps, you make a side triceps, back biceps. That's all poses you know. I just pick nice music and I just pose. You can give me now music and I can pose. And I don't need to practice because I know my poses.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sounds like, it's in your blood. You know what you're doing. It comes naturally, and it's obvious that you're always going to be a bodybuilder. You're always going to be doing this, I guess, for the rest of your life, which is the way it should be. Juliette, is there anything that you'd like to say that I haven't asked you? Anything interesting? Do you want to say thank you to anybody?
Oh yeah, I like of course to thank my husband, Rafael Satoya, who did a lot for me, and Wayne Amelia, of course, because he brought me back. Yeah, I think these people are for me my husband, of course, and Rafael and Wayne in bodybuilding. Yeah. I like to thank them, and especially Rafael. I had a not such a nice time in the Netherlands with some committee members, and Rafael always stood by me. He just kicked them out.
It sounds like
I like to
you've got a very good team of people that
Yes.
you're working with.
Now I have a
And
very good team. Yes.
Juliette, somebody's just passed me a question that they wanted me to ask you.
Okay.
Do you have any female bodybuilders that you've ever looked up to?
Linda.
Linda, yeah,
Yeah. And
Did you-
Anja Lange.
Anya Langer.
Yeah.
And what was it about them that made you look up to them? Was it anything in specific, or just the way the body, or the way they carried themselves?
Well, Anja, her body, beautiful body, beautiful
Yeah.
physique, and Linda is just a very nice lady.
You actually beat
Almost-
her, didn't you?
No, she beat me. I beat Iris.
Okay.
But Linda is a very nice person and a very good friend.
Juliette, what do you feel happened to female bodybuilding? Because for a while there it disappeared,
Yeah.
and now I'm not even sure what's come back, whether it's women's
Well, you
physique
like
or...
to know my honest opinion?
Yes.
Ugly lashes. I think they're ugly. And women's physique is going the same direction. I like more the body fitness and the bikini. Everybody talks about here in the gym also. And they ask me, how can they get so ugly? I don't know. Diet maybe?
There's a lot of females here in Australia that look up to you, Juliette. Would you like to give them a message, because there are a lot. There's a lot worldwide, but especially here in Australia, a lot of them look up to you. Any messages for them?
Well, almost when you start competing, or no matter what you use, always look at your face. My husband always said, Juliette, now you stop because you start to look like a monkey. You know, the face gets sucked in. So it's that's the advice. No matter what you do, I don't care if you use drugs or whatever. Do it. Look at your face. That's most important.
Thank you for that.
Because that's promotion for the sport. That's where people look at.
Yes.
First thing they look at is your face.
Yes, yes. Yeah, no, look, it's actually good advice, Juliette, because some of the women bodybuilders...
And look, no makeup, huh?
Well, not everybody's as lucky as you. But just the same, it's, you know, grooming and keeping those good looks is really important. So in closing, Juliette, is there any message you'd like to leave us with, or anything you'd like to promote? Anything at all?
Well, I like to promote everybody to come to the real IFBB. Because for me, there's only one IFBB, and that is the IFBB from Joe and Ben Reader. And Ben has chosen for Rafael. So that's for me is IFBB. Simple.
Thank you, Juliette. I get that. I understand where you're coming from. And I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this interview. This will go down very well, because you do have a lot of fans worldwide, and usually, you know, we get requests, and we may ask you again to do another interview sometime in the future. But thank you very much for doing this today. It's very much appreciated, and I'm sure once we put it on the site and all our members see you, they're going to be very thankful that we were able to do this interview. I'm not sure how many other people have interviewed you, but I'm you know, I've always wanted to, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. You were one of the women that myself and a lot of other people always thought you had the whole package, the looks, the shape, the definition, the posing. You were a total package, and it was very good to see you come back and win the Olympia in the way that you did.
Thank you. Thanks for the compliments. And I hope I did not make too many other people angry because I say about what I say about women's bodybuilding. It's the truth. So very important for the ladies, look in the mirror.
Yes.
And I don't care what they do, I don't care what they use, look at your face. That's the most important thing.
We'll take that on board, Juliette. Thank you very much, and I'm sure people will understand what you're saying, and hopefully they will follow through. It's very good advice coming from a two-time Miss Olympia, and probably one of the best women in the history of women's bodybuilding, if not the best.
Well, okay, thank you. Thank you for the interview.
This video is brought to you by JohnTorelli.com, the place to go to get in shape and stay that way. There's a free trial available with no credit card required. JohnTorelli.com.